Hello everyone, my name is Leo and I'm a student trader. Today I'll be talking about this trade that made me around 4% on gold that took place around 2 days ago. It's a very beautiful 1 to 4, very precise, I would say too. Anyways, let's get started. I'll go on to a new chart. Okay, so I always start with the 4-hour analysis to see which side I'm biased to. So as we can see, that price have been really bullish for quite a while already. However, we can see that price failed to break these highs right here and move into the downside after that. Break these previous zones. So this we can tell. Probably not this. This one right here is the last lower high. So we can identify this zone. That will be a market shift. That will be a bearish market shift. Yes. And so, with that being kept in mind, we're now biased towards a short trade. So now I'll go to the 1 hour time frame to be a little more precise on order box. First of all, these are still zones, although it's like 2 weeks ago, but I still think that these zones should be taken into consideration because we're trying to be safe as possible. So we can roughly try probably like around here. It's a zone of order block. Use the green one, buy order block. Okay, so coming down, we can identify our internal structure. These will be, actually I'll take these ones as my internal highs. These are fine. These are fine. These will be my internal highs. And this low right here will be my internal low. Internal low. There we go. Okay, sweet. And seeing that, okay, first we came down to the internal structure. First of all, we'll be identifying the, God, what's going on? Okay, we'll be identifying these breaker structures in order to draw our order blocks. So this is a bearish breaker structure, and these will be our order blocks. You can consider this one as also like a bearish breaker structure. So our order blocks should be around these zones. Sell order block and sell order block. Sell order block and this one, sell order block. So price have created a chain of order block, which is what we love to see because it's higher probability zones, right? That's the word. And then so now we can identify these wicks to be our potential targets, liquidity targets. Yep, and going down to the 30-minute time frame, you see this very beautiful zone to be targeted. And this should be also be considered. Again, I'm trying to be really careful with these trades because of, I've been identifying my problems and I feel like some of my trades is just not precise enough. Didn't do enough analysis, I would say. So we try to be more precise as possible. So we will try to explain this graph, this chart. So price came down to create a lower low. Okay, so this is a bearish movement, and then price came down into this zone like this, and then retraced into the upside. Okay, so keeping that in mind, we see. Okay, so also the price didn't respect this order block right here, the previous zone that we talked about, so we don't have to take this into that much of consideration right now. Okay, sweet. Be a little more precise. So price have pulled back into this zone of order block, this order block right here that created this one, this push right here, very strong push. So these are definitely valid order blocks, and also this one right here. These are all valid order blocks. This one right here too. So price retrace into this zone right here, and then crucially we can go down to some lower time frame now. So we can see price getting in these order blocks disrespect the highs, this wick, this liquidity zone that's been created. So, but however, we can see some movements and some reaction here. So after price touched this second order block, I came down to the 15-minute time frame. Yeah, 15-minute time frame, and I started to look at my entries. So price came up here, sees a reaction, failed to break these zones, failed to break higher, meaning that we could potentially when price is at this point, we can potentially see a change break of structure or change of character to the downside, and we can find a cool entry and enter for the trade. So this is what I've done. I waited. If we go to a 5-minute time frame, we can see that where are we? We're here. There. I was on the 5-minute time frame, then I went back to the 15-minute time frame. So here are the reasons why. So as we can see that these are still some wicks and some small liquidity pools to be considered. And I wanted to see if price would sweep these zones and continue back and break these highs, which is also a possibility due to my prior experience. So I waited and I went back to the 15-minute time frame to see if I have a better picture, and I identified this beautiful breaker structure, very crucial breaker structure right here. Price closed below these wicks, and since the lows have been mentioned has already been swept and then failed to break the highs, so I decided it would be a good idea to enter right at this point. Once the price had closed below these zones, I entered for a sell, and my stop loss is around these highs, and then I targeted this liquidity zone right here. One could argue that I could target lower these liquidity zones, which is also okay. I would most likely round up $1. So if it's like, for example, the exact number is like 39.15, I'll probably do something like rounding up to 39.16 just to be a little more safe. But I targeted these zones, and I basically did the same thing. I made it 39.45 for a beautiful trade down here. Very precise, very precise. We were in drawdown for a couple minutes. Bear in mind that the time frame is the first hour of London, first hour of New York, sorry. And we have a very beautiful push. And so when I waked it up, I see a beautiful notification that told me that TP hit. So this is a very beautiful trade, and yeah, very cool. And as of now, I'll go back to this chart. I will be interested in these shorts. Again, Whoops. So you can do that. There we go. Interested in these shorts right here. However, I'll be a little more safe and conservative because again we can see that price has shifted bullish internally. Break these highs. So it is a possibility that these zones would be disrespected. But however, that's why it's so important to do the lower time frame analysis. Yeah, these are some imbalance zones and some also some chains of order blocks that I'm very interested in shorting. And if I would have to be shorting these zones, I will probably be interested in this internal. We could probably be a little conservative and target these to for a nice 1 to 2. That's also a perfect trade that I would definitely take. Would definitely take it. And if I have more balance, then I'll probably enter another trade and then just let it fly to these liquidity zones down here. So if I of course if I found a good entry. Regardless, that's around it for today. I hope you guys all enjoyed the videos, and I'll keep updating all these. Great, great. And oh, I also last video when I talked about lately, I did take a L here because of sometimes I feel like the logic I have to use when I'm trading gold and the logic I use to trade Euro USD, it has to be a little different. I think I'm a little bit more familiar with gold. It's not Euro USD, so seeing so many opportunities in gold, I will not be going back to Euro USD. Yep. But again, my analysis was right. But it's just more zones, more liquidity to be swept, more to be taken out until the real push happens, until these push happens. So okay, that's it for today. Yep. If you liked this video, consider subscribing. And yep, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye. And happy Halloween. Yes, it is Halloween.